All I can keep saying in my head is that, like, America does not deserve Black culture.
I mean, with all these attacks on diversity, all these attacks on African Americans, it was so nice to see Black excellence and joy in front of the sitting president who decided for the first time to go to the Super Bowl. New Orleans.
I don't think he's ever going back.
I don't think he's going back.
Kendrick Lamar built the American flag out of Black people in red, white, and blue. Black people built this country and did.
For tonight and tonight only, white people have separated themselves into exactly two parts: perfect, overt racism and perfect understanding of what Kendrick Lamar did.
This video is brought to you by TatumStore.com. TatumStore.com, ladies and gentlemen, the mats have gone crazy. Literally in about 20 minutes, or maybe even 40 minutes, we sold out of all of our mats. So if you're interested in the mat, you'll see that it says sold out, but make sure you click on the mat and click notify me when made available. And we are rapidly even having 2 shifts to create the mat so you can have it at your disposal. All you have to do is go to TatumStore.com. You can get some of this other new gear. We have some of the inauguration gear, MAGA signature. We have the MAGA hat that I'm wearing right now, and also the beanie, which I have right over here if you want a beanie. This was the signature brand that my wife and I started a long time ago. This was one of our first designs that we patented and designed, and it has been incredible. And people wanted us to bring it back, so we're bringing it back. All right, you can go also to one of my favorite shirts, and it's loved, John 3:16. Obviously, God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son that we may have everlasting life. And then you can go down here, and then also we got Candace merch. So if you want Candace merch, go on here and click, and you can get her merch today. Look, somebody already bought one of these things. That was what it says 3 hours ago. Somebody bought a doormat. So they flying off the shelves. TatumStore.com, TatumStore.com. All right, let's talk about Kendrick Lamar real quick. I've been waiting all day to get to Kendrick Lamar. I've been waiting all day to talk about the halftime show. I mentioned it yesterday, and people had mixed opinions about what I said. I think the video went viral on Instagram, and there are people who disagree with me, which is fine. I don't lose any sleep. If you agree with everything that I said and did, I would question your integrity. But there's people who disagree with me. There's people who agree with me. But I just want to lay out the truth and the foundation of why I feel that Kendrick Lamar performance was a negative, a net negative. Here's the idea. Black people, I'm talking to you, need to stop trying to pander, virtue signal, or perform empty platitudes in order to somehow convince white people that you're acceptable, or try to convince white people that you woke and you know what's going on and you got something going for you. You don't need to convince good people that you're a good person. All you need to do is be normal. One thing that I did not like about the performance from Kendrick Lamar is I felt like that they tried to make it about race. They tried to make it about black versus white. They tried to allude to the fact that black people built this country and all this other stuff that I hear influencers talking about. I want to play a couple clips of some of these influencers, then we'll go back to B-roll so you guys can watch it. I want to play a couple clips from influencers, and this is why I say what I'm saying. I want the black influencers reacting, because you have the faction of people who say they don't care whatsoever about the performance, which I think probably is most people. Then you have a faction that say it was the worst performance ever, and then you have a faction that say this was so super deep and it's so profound that the white man missed it, and this is a revolution on display. Let me show you the people who are reacting and saying that this is the greatest thing ever, and in my opinion, they made it about race. Is look at what he did. White people missed it, except for this first clip. I think the rest of them are consistent with what I'm saying. Roll the clip.
I'm tripping, I'm sliding, I'm riding like
Come on, man!
Bro, what the fuck?
I hit you like I'm young. You
better
Oh no!
Hey, Liner!
That fucking stadium is so loud!
You're fun, buddy! You're fun!
Oh, damn it! Yo, please get Mustard out there. It did look like that.
Let me hear you say,
Buster!
Yes!
Y'all
Yes, get Mustard out there. It was Serena. Okay.
That's a diss too.
That's a huge diss. Game over. Oh my God. That was incredible. That may have been the most simple halftime show I've ever seen. Not that it wasn't, it was great. It was good. But for some reason, oh my God, it was impactful as shit. He didn't really do shit. And he didn't need to is the crazy part. Especially when you got smashes. You got smash album cuts, which is crazy. A lot of people last night in New Orleans was asking me, would you ever perform at the Super Bowl? And I was like, no, I'll never be able to come up with a good enough show for a Super Bowl. And I see that and it's just like, maybe I can.
Let Us See sung the national black anthem. John Batiste sung the national anthem. Kendrick Lamar, K-Dot, performed at the halftime show with all black dancers who were dressed in red, white, and blue. They formed themselves into the American flag and sent multiple messages throughout the entire performance about what it means to be black in America. And there were other messages weaved throughout the performance that I'm still breaking down. Samuel L. Jackson narrated the entire thing, dressed as Uncle Sam. Serena Williams made an appearance.
Hold on, stop right there.
And danced.
I'm going to get to Serena Williams here in a minute. But as you hear this man articulate, in his mind, he think this is profound. You had a black national anthem with nothing but black people. You had a black man doing the national anthem. You had the halftime performer that's black. Everybody on the staff or that are dancers that are on the crew are all black. And what do we get from this? Black people complaining about white people. That's what we got from it. He finna finish it off complaining about white people. And Serena Williams doing the sea walk. We will get to that in a minute. The utter ridiculousness and hypocrisy that Serena Williams is doing the sea walk, knowing what happened to her older sister by Crips. I will get to it in a minute. We'll get to it in a minute. She was killed. Just so you know real quick, she was killed. Her older sister was killed by Crips, and she's sea walking to show the white man. Roll the clip.
My wife SZA performed. And then to top it all off, the Eagles won against the Chiefs 40-22. The Eagles, their quarterback, Jalen Hurts, is a black man. The revolution was televised. The revolution was televised, and it was televised on one of the largest stages ever. Good night, and happy Black History Month.
Kendrick Lamar halftime show was a big display on how America views black people. Having Samuel L. Jackson play Uncle Sam, which is pretty much the same character he played in Django, Steven, as the narrator of the entire Super Bowl halftime show. Kendrick comes out performing the intro track to GNA, and Uncle Sam hops on screen saying, "No, too loud, too reckless, too ghetto." And the very next track that Kendrick performs is Humble. Sit down, be humble. But then he switches to DNA. I got loyalty, I got royalty inside my DNA. I'm tired of being humble. I know who I am. I know who my people are. Then he transitions to Euphoria, and I was like,
just for context here, I know this is last minute, y'all. I'm putting this on you. I want you to pull up the lyrics from Be Humble and pull up the lyrics from DNA. I just want you to pull up the lyrics. We'll come back to the lyrics. Nick, put the lyrics up. Trent, let's keep going. We'll come back to the lyrics. But Nick, whatever you can do if you can, man. I know it's last minute. Just pull those lyrics up. I'm gonna let him finish, but I want you to keep in mind he's saying that Humble and DNA is such an incredible song and it's showing black struggle and all this other stuff he's trying to say. I wait till you read the lyrics. Roll it.
Euphoria, the diss track, what's the relevance to this? But it's the part of Euphoria that he performed. Have you ever played? Have you ever? Okay, nigga, let's play. Have you ever walked your enemy down like with a poker face? You're playing the game, but the enemy think you're playing by their rules. Then he goes into Man at the Garden, under a streetlight, white tees, gold grills, and he's talking about everything he feels like he deserved. I deserve it all. And Uncle Sam walks up and say, "Oh, you got your homeboys with you. You think you deserve all this. You think you're supposed to get more than what we give you. Now we go deduct one life." So when Kendrick and SZA perform Luther and All the Stars, Uncle Sam is like, "Yeah, this is what we want. Something calm, something very easily digestible. This is what you need to do. Be quiet. Don't cause too much ruckus. Just play the game the way we designed it."
Here are the things in Kendrick Lamar's show that I felt to be a big deal that nobody's talking about. Everybody and their mama doing videos, but I'm black and from LA and do creative direction for concerts and politics. Yes, Kendrick Lamar built the American flag out of black people in red, white, and blue. Black people built this country and did. But it also fits in with his album theme of uniting the people against mainstream force. The red was Bloods, blues was the Crips, and the white was Bay Area dudes wearing white shirts and gray bottoms, which is what we wear in prison.
Hold on.
Prison is where LA...
I just want to put this in perspective. Bloods and Crips are gang members that literally kill each other on a day-to-day basis and thug out young men and got them going to prison and all kind of other stuff. It is a aggravated crime if you are in a criminal gang syndicate and you commit a crime like an armed robbery. So dudes are getting extra time for being a part of gangs. And this dude, and Kendrick Lamar and whoever wrote this script, if they claiming it's the Crips and the Bloods and not the American flag, you're celebrating foolery. I just want to put that out there. Roll the clip.
And Bay Area come together and where we exchange our culture. And they literally had the Bay dudes doing the same thing they be doing in prison, where they do that one beat and it's always a dude from Oakland rapping over it. 2, yes, Samuel L. Jackson being Uncle Sam, who is a constant character in Kendrick Lamar's music going all the way back to Pimp a Butterfly. Saying things like, "Don't be too ghetto, Kendrick." And if y'all don't know what a minstrel character is, it's the basis of the American and world entertainment system. It's where it all started, making fun of black people. And Samuel L. Jackson was definitely playing a minstrel character. Look it up. Which is really important in front of the president of the United States, a literal wannabe dictator, and the first time the president has ever been to the Super Bowl. And all your favorite NFL stars are saying it's an honor for the president to be here. Kendrick Lamar is clowning him and also holding the very challenging tension of like, how do I keep my job while saying what needs to be said? Speaking of Crips, you got Serena Williams on stage Crip walking. Not only is she Kendrick's nemesis's ex, but she's also really from over there and tragically lost a sibling to violence over there. And I don't know if y'all remember that debate on if she was the greatest athlete in the world, and is. So to have her representing in the biggest sports event of the world on some Compton shit, doing a tribal dance from Compton after being called all kinds of racist, sexist, anti-black woman name, yeah, that matters, bro. Ultimately, Kendrick's whole thing right now is the people uniting against the mainstream, symbolized in part by his beef with old boy.
Just putting it together. I'm trying to put it together for you. Serena Williams is doing the Sea Walk, which is symbolic dance that Crips do. Crips killed her sister in a drive-by shooting, and Drake was her ex. So it's not only celebrating the gang that killed your sister, but then you have Drake being an ex, and now you disrespecting your ex-boyfriend in a diss song that called him a pedophile, and also said he ain't gonna make it past the concert in Compton, or whatever he said. Something's gonna be your last stop, which saying that you may not make it out of Compton or something he said. All of that against a black man. They not talking about the white man. They not doing a diss song against Eminem. They doing it against another black man. What make this make sense? Roll the clip.
But was also highlighted throughout by him referring to himself as K-Dot, which is not his official name, but like his community name. Hell yeah to the Palestine and Sudan flag. Shout out to Zul. And there's people saying he didn't do enough. But honestly, I feel like the way that he navigated the tension of the time with the position he's in front of the world's biggest audience.
White people, I want to give y'all a quick shout out. Black people, y'all could stay too. Matter of fact, y'all need to stay because y'all are embarrassing yourselves in front of company. So y'all need to hear this. For tonight, and tonight only, white people have separated themselves into exactly 2 parts. Perfect overt racism and perfect understanding of what Kendrick Lamar did. I have not seen one confused white person. I have not seen one white person say, it was boring, it was bad, it was mid. I've only seen them say all the bad stuff because Kendrick Lamar did what he did. Or they're so enamored to the point where they're explaining 40 acres and a mule to black people. which apparently needs to be done because there are black people who are confused about what they saw. And for that, I'm confused for y'all. This man got the NFL to pay for a protest, and y'all are confused about what he did. You want a karaoke? He got the NFL to pay for a protest, and y'all wanted bops? You wanted to sing along to every lyric? You were confused about Samuel L. Jackson. The minute Samuel L. Jackson pulled him and his top hat out, you should have clocked it. You should have known what time he was on. Matter of fact, the minute they told you Kendrick Lamar was performing, you should have known what type of time he was going to be on. But say you didn't know. The minute he said the revolution would be televised, you should have known. The minute you saw all black people on the stage, you should have known. It was not a performance. It was a protest. What do y'all not understand?
I was sitting here getting ready for bed, and I was thinking about Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance.
I'm just putting these together for you. Do you know how, just imagine if white people did something like this. I just always want to put that in perspective because I'm a person that believes that we're all God's children. And if one person does it, another person does it, you're either mad at both or you're a hypocrite. If white people had a rendition in Africa where there's mostly black people, or you could say they had a rendition that they did in LA where it's mostly non-white people, and they went on a whole internet pursuit to tell and explain to minorities why they need to listen and how it went over their head, people would be outraged. That last girl just admitted to what I've been saying. This tells you, all you have to do if you know where your friends, if you white, are you Hispanic or black, do you want to know where your black friends stand? This is going to show you. When they get on TV and they're black first before they Christian, they black first before they your friend, they black first before they American, it's going to come out. And they're going to reveal how they feel in this performance. Same thing with shootings. Same thing with the Mississippi brawl or whatever that was. Alabama brawl. I don't know, it was Mississippi, Alabama, somewhere in the South. Where they on that dock hitting people with chairs and stuff. Their reaction to that, you know exactly where they stand with you. They don't really like you. They waiting for the opportunity to turn their back on you and act like they all buddy-buddy with other black people. This is the last one. Roll the clip.
And all I can keep saying in my head is that, like, America does not deserve black culture. Like, black culture is too good for America. America does not appreciate it. America just steals it and colonizes it and uses it as their own. They don't deserve it at all. Like, Kendrick Lamar put on a show of a lifetime. People don't even, half the people that watched it didn't even get what he was saying, what the message was. But, you know, us people, we saw it, we clocked it, and we received it. And we're thankful because it's Black History Month. He made us proud. And it was art. And it was amazing to watch.
If you have to spend 45 minutes interpreting a performance that's supposed to be activism, is it really activism? Is it really effective? If it went over everybody's head, then did you really accomplish anything? I'm going to go out and let my voice be heard, and I'm going to say a soliloquy or something that nobody understands, and I really did something. Power to the people. Nah, man, this is an opportunity for people to be racist, and it's an opportunity for black people to virtue signal with an empty platitude. They really don't have no leverage. Nobody's watching. Nobody cares. Now, not every black person feels like these people. Let's play the other clips of a couple celebrities reacting to it. I think that all the celebrities that I sent were celebrities that didn't really think it was a big deal. Maybe it wasn't. Yeah, roll the clip.
It meant nothing to me. You talked about Drake before as great, this scrum before in the past, so that's what I'm wondering is, do you have any thoughts on what you said?
No thoughts. I didn't really pay attention to it, to be honest. It was a pretty boring day. As for a Super Bowl, the game was the game got out of hand. The Super Bowl halftime show was just, I didn't pay attention to it. It was just I kind of skimmed through the whole thing, to be honest.
Many celebrities have reacted to Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime show performance. First up, Taylor Swift said, "Just who else can do this?" Next, Eminem said, "This looks insane for everyone witnessing it in real life." Next, Jay-Z said, "Definitely the right guy for the job." Next, Travis Kelce said, "The atmosphere during Not Like Us was unmatched." Next, Rihanna said, "Everything I needed and more." And finally, Chris Brown said, "Gonna be his year again, huh?"
Of course, Punch, TDE, manager of SZA, or former manager, but then became her manager again, he's TDE regardless. And he says, my new top 5 in order, no bias. Kendrick Lamar, Jay-Z, Tupac, the Notorious B.I.G., and Nas. So clearly he was a fan of the performance, and he was there. He posted a photo of himself right next to Kendrick Lamar.
So you guys can see that people are going back and forth in their reactions. Let me get to the lyrics, if we can pull those up. Because what was mentioned was humble and DNA. And if we can pull those lyrics up, I just want y'all to see them. I can't say them, but I want you to look at the screen and read these lyrics. And you just explain to me how there's justification for Christians to be supportive of this artist and making it out as if Kendrick Lamar is legitimized. And I just wanted you to look at it while it's playing. Is it going to scroll down? Just read it. Just look at it. I want y'all to look at it. Great performance. Great performance. This is a great performance. I mean, I just want you to look at it. And then here's the chorus. It's called Be Humble. If you noticed, they didn't say the words that's actually in the song because they can't. Look at what he's saying. But Christians are saying, great performance, Kendrick, good job. It's because they black before they Christian. Let's go on to the next song. This one is DNA. I'm not going to play the song because it's too crazy. Let's roll DNA and just read the lyrics. Okay? I think this is not moving. Oh, it's a song? I really want the last part of DNA, where they say your DNA is an abomination. But if we go on, I didn't prep this well, but if we went on, you'll see some of the stuff that he's saying. See, this first part ain't as bad as it get. Let's see. Where's the part where I got to go back and look through it? Because there you go. Right there. Go back. Yeah, go back. Go back one more. There you go. See, this is the part where if white people did this to black people, they'd be mad. This is my heritage. And it says, money and power, making of marriages, tell me something, you MFers can't tell me nothing. I'd rather die than to listen to you. He's talking about white people. My DNA not for imitation. Your DNA is an abomination. He's talking to white people. Your DNA is an abomination. Just imagine if a white person had in a song that white music or whatever white culture is not for imitating, but the black DNA is an abomination. They would get kicked off of Spotify and everything. But Kendrick Lamar can have a song like this, but yet your favorite pastor is saying, good job, Kendrick Lamar. That's just 2 of his songs. We're not even going through Not Like Us and all these other songs he played. It's embarrassing. Let's see what The View have to say about it, because we know they crooked in 3 left shoes on an 8-legged man. And, of course, they're not going to have a good take on it, but I just love to hear them just melt down and look stupid every day. Roll the clip.
We do want to say congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles. Who beat the poo out of the other team.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, they beat them. It was sad.
Yeah, it was decisive.
Now, I didn't watch.
Good for you.
Yeah. I didn't watch, no, because I was busy. But apparently a lot went on, and people were just out of their minds. So why don't you all tell me what happened?
Okay, well, I won't tell you the parts of the game because it didn't end well for my team, but there was an ad, you would have loved some of the ads. There was a Nike ad. I think we have a clip.
Oh, yeah. This was
You can't
horrible.
have any fun. You can't make demands. You
proud.
can't keep score.
You can't stand out.
Whatever you do, you can't win. So win.
Hold on, I want to comment. Play it until they come back. Okay, I want to comment about that. I don't know if you guys seen the commercial where whatever you do, you can't win, so win. I don't understand why people got to be negative about. Why can't you just empower women? Why can't you celebrate the fact that men aren't playing in women's sports? They won't do that. Why can't you empower women and say, you go, girl, and you do? They always got to come from a negative place. They say you too loud, so be loud. They say you can't win, so win. They say you can't. Nobody's really talking about women like that. They don't care. You guys are playing against other women. They say you're not good enough, so be good enough. Yeah, why play the victim? Who is they? This is one thing that I don't like, and I'm gonna play the clip. I'm gonna finish the clip here in 1 second. Give me 20 seconds. This is one thing I don't like about anything in aspect of life, whether it's finances, whether it's motivational speaking, whether it's sports, whether it's activism. I just hate when people focus on what other people are thinking. Oh, man, you know, when I was growing up, bro, nobody ever said I could make it. Why do you care about what other people are saying? You sound like a loser still worried about what people used to say 20 years ago. No matter what you do, bro, they going to always be on you, man. They going to always be, look, the haters, I'm just doing this for my haters. You sound like a loser. I don't care about what people think about me. I'm only focused on what B. Tatum is doing. My activism is activated from within. I'm not worried about what haters are doing. Oh, now I made it. See, y'all said I couldn't make it. I don't know who said I couldn't make it. There's plenty of people said I couldn't. There's plenty of people that said I would be great. Why do you focus on negative? The women could have had a good Nike commercial where they were just pumping their fists and saying, we're doing this, and they show the accomplishments of women and not saying anything about what anybody else is saying, but just showing what y'all are able to do. They did, and the funny thing is they had all these women, but they don't have Riley Gaines on there who fought for women's rights in sports, who fought for women to have women's sports and to keep men out of their sports. They won't play that girl. Riley Gaines ain't a woman enough. Roll the clip.
So while I was stuffing my face with Super Bowl food, that ad actually made me want to like take laps, but Nike always kills it. Do you remember those shirts? I think when I was growing up, they said you run like a girl, and on the back it was like it doesn't mean what it used to. Yeah. Like I just felt so inspired by that commercial. So there was stuff like that, and I needed it. I was hurting through that game a little.
Well, yeah. Well, you know, the All-Women Sports Network will take care of all that.
No, I know. I was like, you're going to love this
exciting.
one. Yeah.
What about you, Anna?
Okay, well, you know I don't do sports. You know I don't do football, so I wasn't watching the game. But listen, I think today Donald Trump is going to sign an executive order banning black people from halftime. Because you remember last week we were talking about whether the NFL was capitulating to Trump by removing the term end racism from the end zone. Yeah. Boy, did they not capitulate to Trump. When I saw Samuel L. Jackson dressed as a black Uncle Sam introducing Kendrick Lamar, who then had like an entire formation of all black people making a U.S. flag. Listen, this much I know. All the black people on my feed were like, ooh, this is blackity black black. And all the racists who somehow get in, man, were they hopping mad. So if the racists are mad, I am happy as a clam. It was a huge, huge celebration of New Orleans, and you can't celebrate New Orleans without celebrating black culture. Yeah. Welcome to Black History Month, you all.
Sonny?
I really thoroughly enjoyed it because I did predict that the Eagles would win, as can be seen by my gloating outfit today.
Her subtle jacket.
My subtle jacket. I agree with Anna. I mean, with all these attacks on diversity, all these attacks on African Americans, it was so nice to see black excellence and joy in front of the sitting president who decided for the first time to go to the Super Bowl. New Orleans.
I don't think he's ever going back.
I don't think he's going back. New Orleans, of course, is a predominantly black city, very close to my heart, 55% black. Then you have
Violent.
Kendrick Lamar. A lot of people said they didn't understand his performance. Guys, he's an award-winning, a Pulitzer Prize-winning musician and poet. Okay, so it was a many-layered performance. You've got Serena Williams crip walking. What I also really enjoyed about Kendrick's performance is it was performance art. If you really looked at it, it was multi-layered. Yes, he had people dressed in red, white, and blue, the colors of the flag, but he also had those people. He was standing in front of them because he's explaining that this is a divided country at this point. He also has them leaning to the side because this country was built on the backs of black people. So it was a very multi-layered. And I'll also say this about Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts proves he belongs in the upper echelon of any elite quarterback conversation. He's proven that. He was the MVP. What I also loved is Autumn Lockwood of the Eagles is the first black female coach to win a Super Bowl. She's an Eagles assistant performance coach. And
She's
then
not a
I
coach.
also loved seeing, my final thing, I'm sorry. I also loved seeing Jalen Hurts. Jordan Brand dropped an ad celebrating Jalen Hurts after his victory, aimed at all of his haters. Take a little look at this one.
Hate that you said he wasn't a top 10 quarterback? Hate that you said he couldn't throw the ball? Hate that he got over when push came to shove? Hate that he always say the right thing?
Money is nice, championships are better.
Hate that in your all-knowing, armchair wisdom, you were sure he'd come up short. Hate that you got it wrong?
Hold on a second. This is what I'm saying. Most people were rooting for him. People love Jalen Hurts. He went to the Super Bowl before. They don't watch football, so they have no idea what they're talking about. People hate on Tom Brady, and he's the greatest of all time. People hate on what's the name from the Chiefs? He won more Super Bowls than any quarterback in United States history. This quickly, the young man is the greatest quarterback right now. He's the greatest quarterback to ever play. People hate on him. They hate on Jalen Hurts. They hate on Lamar Jackson. But then there's also people that absolutely love their dirty socks. Another commercial where it's from the negative and not the positive. Why couldn't they show all the people who supported Jalen Hurts? Why has it got to be the naysayers and all that? No, what about the people who loved him? What about his father that supported him all the way through? What about the Alabama fans? What about the Oklahoma fans? What about people like me who supported him and I wanted him to win because he's a good man? He seemed like a good man. I don't know him. He seemed like a good man, though. But no, you got to go from the negative. All is haters. When you can't be good, be good. All the negative tone is victimhood. Now, Jalen ain't a part of that. Jordan did that. Roll the clip.
Speaking of hate, how have we not talked about Drake? I don't know if Patrick Mahomes or Drake is having a worse morning today, but that halftime show ended him. Like, I was texting my mom trying to explain the Kendrick Lamar beef and Drake, and she didn't totally get it, but I think she's like Googling and getting up to speed today. It was perfect. Like, the subtlety and lack of subtlety, I really appreciated. But my actual favorites, I don't follow football that much, so it's more that it's just this cultural moment and that it's hosted in New Orleans, that they had just kind of the jazzy rendition of America the Beautiful with two Louisiana natives, Trombone Shorty and Lauren Daigle. I thought this was so good, just beautiful. And then Lady Gaga performing on Bourbon Street before the show was just like perfect. And after everything the city's been through with the terrorist attack, I thought it was just like a beautiful moment. Finally, as a non-sports person, it was such a blowout by that last interception, and I think it was the third quarter. I wanted to be like, just give the Chiefs the ball. Like, just stop. It's just not fair. Like, let them make a point or whatever.
Little League. They ran the score. We're going to stop here. But there was one, real quickly, takes 2 seconds. From Odebolt, Iowa, which has less than 1,000 people and has 0 stoplights, the Eagles rookie cornerback, Cooper DeJean, scored a touchdown on his 22nd birthday.
Yeah,
it was his 22nd
Yeah, get a white boy some love.
Won't take just a second.
Right.
Jalen is engaged to a woman named Brianna Bry Burrows, who has an MBA from the University of Alabama and is a member of the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Just have to say
there was a beautiful 102-year-old lady from Philadelphia, a huge Eagles fan, who made it to the stadium. So
listen,
I'm happy for her.
here's the thing. The Super Bowl is the Super Bowl. It's an American sport.
Yep.
And we got players of all colors. playing
Mostly
this game.
black.
So the next
Disproportionately
time
black.
anyone decides that someone isn't good enough, that they shouldn't be, this is what decides if you're good enough. If you made it, you were good enough. Now, winners and losers we will always have, but there is nothing to say any one of us can't play. We're all invited to this game.
What is she even talking about? She just said some random stuff out of something. She read the teleprompter wrong. Whoopi, you trying to be inspirational? You ain't inspirational. You don't even know nothing about football. All right, let me just wrap this up real quick. At the end of the day, I don't like the fact that there's a virtue signal associated with the halftime performance. If you're going to perform at halftime, actually be excellent. If you're going to be black, how about a black sponsor the halftime show with a black artist? If you're really going to be an activist, how about some of you black people that are activists? How about you actually live in the black community or invest time, effort into the black community since you're an activist? If you're going to have Serena Williams out there, how about you not have your entire platform, or at least the biggest, most popular song that you perform is dissing another black man? Can we do that? How about you not cry about diversity, inclusion, and delusion if you're not diverse in anything that you do? You just think the white man should be diverse. You don't have to be diverse. When you perform, you can perform with all black people. Y'all ran a sweep for all the performers in the Super Bowl were all black, no white, as far as the major performances. And that's cool. But if a white person did it, you got a problem with it. Don't be a hypocrite. That's all I got to say. I want to say more, but it's hard to say it on the show. I think I'm better off the cuff sitting in my car.